Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily 9 a.m. Central P time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins and everything else. Guys, one more day until Christmas. Maybe we're just gonna, witness the Christmas miracle happening on the charts. And for you guys that are not, into the Christmas and that kind of stuff, still there might be a Christmas miracle, so you might be happy about that. So we're gonna check that out. Now, I'm not gonna say this looks, all that good. There are definitely some danger signals. I'm gonna show you why. And mostly it goes because, DXY looks like it's gonna pump really soon. So, there is that. So if DXY pumps, is everything gonna dump down? I don't know. Maybe we're gonna pump with DXY. It's not been one-to-one correlated, so there is that. We also gonna look at the the yearly chart of Bitcoin and see, what kind of, crap we might be expecting for next 3 years. So there is that. How's everybody doing in the chat? Hello world, hello S, how you doing, man? Edward, he's here. Hello, how they been doing, man? Ben, 17.3, let's go. 17.3, not quite sure. Did Central plan? Nah, just kidding. Mladen, how you doing, man? What's up? Diamond hands, the central plan, what's up? Edward, too good, long and strong, very nice. Techno Viking, morning, everybody, morning, Techno Viking, I do. Anne Marie, morning, Anne Marie. You've been here for a very long time. Rollo as well. Hey, how you doing? Football dream, 2 days till Christmas. 2 days, I don't know, man. Here's just one day. I mean, if you count, first Christmas day, but we are opening presents tomorrow, so there's that. That's Christmas for us. So there is that. How's everybody doing in the chat? Doing good? I'm hoping you're doing well. Yesterday I think we talked a little bit about the chat GPT, the open AI, the thing that it's right now taking internet with the storm. Everybody's talking about it. So I did try making some kind of Pine scripts with the chat GPT, unsuccessful. But I'm going to try a little bit more tomorrow. If I get something, I'm going to show you that. But yeah, like I said the last time, open AI, it's so huge, guys, so huge. And you're just seeing the tip of the iceberg when it comes to AI. It's going to take over everything, literally everything. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to look at a little bit about Bitcoin price. What's happening up here? We didn't actually do much up here. We did hit the target on this very there was a really weird, head and shoulders pattern that we are, thinking 16.6 or something like that is going to hit. But it did go a lot longer before it hit that target. Bounced right back above the moving averages back to the place, which looks kind of good. Not only that, if you look at the line up here, something like this up here, it looks like we are above the resistance as well. If you remember last time over here, this line did not get broken, right? We came to the resistance and got rejected by that. So this line is still in effect up here. So we can still go all the way up to the line. That means the mid side of the channel. But you can see right now that on this part up here, after we have this spring down here, we are actually managing to break the resistance up here. Let me just adjust the line a little bit up here. Because reasons, it looks like we are just below the resistance as well. So, depends on how you draw it. Draw it like this up here, we are above the resistance. Draw it like this over here, we are below the resistance. But, 200 moving average. There are definitely levels that we need to break. This is on 1 hourly, so we won't be focusing too much about that. On the 4 hourly time frame, you'll see here that we did manage to cross above the 200 moving average, and right now we are pulled a little bit back, but we got this 50 moving average coming very strongly and fast toward our target. So if we can manage to get above that, that might be nice. This is the 100 moving average. This is the most useless moving average in all the history of the moving averages. I have absolutely no clue, but I think I've been in this space for right now 5 years or something like that. 6 years soon, and I've been doing tech analysis for a very long time, and I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, the 100 moving average is the least used moving average I have witnessed. 10, 20, 50, very useful. 200 moving average, hugely useful, all time frames. 100, no. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, over here it looks like it hit it on the dollar and stuff like that. It does get rejected by different time. But it's such a useless moving average. I don't know. It's never an important one, at least from not my from my empirical experience, or whatever you're gonna call that. So there is that. Daily time frame is still just ranging up here. We had this is this Dragonfly doji? What kind of doji is this? I always forget the names of the dojis. Dragonfly doji. Is it called Dragonfly Doji? I think it's called Dragonfly Doji. Let me see up here. Yeah, this is a Dragonfly Doji. Let's see images up here. Yeah, that's a Dragonfly Doji, and Dragonfly Doji, I think it is a bullish pattern. Dragonfly Doji. Dragonfly can occur after price rise or decline. The opener high close match. The appearance of Dragonfly Doji price decline warns price may rise if the next candle rises. That provides confirmation. Yeah, so the next candle is very important. Candlestick trader usually wait for confirmation candle before acting on the Dragonfly Doji. Yeah, so this over here is a Dragonfly Doji. It did not come at the bottom, but it did come on this, you know, in intermediate bottom up here. So I think they are waiting to see if this is bullish. Oftentimes you'll see these Dragonfly Dojis after some kind of big candle towards downside. You will see some kind of Dragonfly Doji on the bottom side, and it is very bearish if this continues and closes on the downside. This is very bearish, but oftentimes if it does go towards the upside, this pattern over here becomes very bullish. So today's candle, it might be a very important candle. It does look already a little bit strong, so you know, if you can manage to, you know, push above certain levels up here, you know, climb a little bit towards the upside, this might prove that after this Dragonfly Doji might actually be a very bullish move towards the upside. This is just, you know, candlestick analysis, and when it comes to candlesticks, you know, you cannot just look at a candlestick, one candlestick or two candlesticks, even a pattern of candlesticks, and say, you know, this is gonna happen, but it can't confirm if you have some kind of confluence with other, you know, with other indicators or other, you know, trend lines, support, resistance lines, and so forth. So it might be actually quite nice. We are already seeing some kind of bullish movements up here. You see down here that we fell down, you know, bullish engulfing candle towards the resistance right now. Dragonfly Doji up here creating. So we need to get above these moving averages up here. This is at 17,170. This 50 moving average is very important, 17,176, and then we got these two moving averages. Especially this 20 moving average is very important. I'm gonna show you why. This is 17.35. It's very important to get above this moving average up here. So this resistance up here at 17.45, it's very important. So if you can get above that, that's gonna be very strong and bullish move towards the upside. So we're gonna see if you can actually get above that level. Let's go a little bit down here on the 4-hourly time frame. What you're gonna see here on the 4-hourly, that we are above the 200. Yeah, we already did the 4-hourly. We got a 16.8 on the 50 moving average, you know, but we are very close to, you know, continuing this, you know, move towards the upside. So yeah, are we gonna dump again towards the upside? If you do dump again on the downside below 16.6 and start closing below 16.6, this might continue on the downside. So we are not gonna, you know, talk too much about that. You can also see here that we did on the 2-day time frame closing in 1 hour and 50 minutes. We're gonna check it out tomorrow or something like that. Weekly time frame up here, and not much is actually happening on the weekly time frame. We are still below the moving averages. We are just, you know, trying to, you know, go towards upside eventually. This is just gonna continue on the downside. Are we gonna get some kind of double divergence on the bottom down here? Are we gonna push it down over here and then, you know, just bounce right back up? That's it's a big time frame, so, you know, it's real hard to say right now what's gonna happen, because right now when you look at this big time frame, it just looks like it's raging sideways over here, and it's not actually pumping. You can see up here 17.7 and 19k up here. You know, are we gonna, you know, manage to get above that in the next, you know, 7-8 days? It kind of depends. If you do get some kind of bullish move up here, that's gonna be strongly bullish. I'm gonna also show you why that might be very strongly bullish. But let me just go a little bit back to get the lines up here. Let's go back to the daily time frame. But yeah, 17.35, very important level to not miss. But guys, there is another bullish chart that I'm gonna show you, and that's it's the chart. We haven't been actually looking at this chart for a while, and a lot of people haven't been looking, but it is a CME chart. It is a CME chart, and it has a little bit different lines than our chart. So CME charts is a future chart from, you know, where they are, you know, shorting Bitcoin and longing Bitcoin, you know, the big players on the Wall Street. So this chart over here is a little bit different, but it does look a little bit you know, like we have right now. So over here, what you're gonna see is this trend line on the downside. It is quite nice, but we have this, you know, this fake out towards downside where we are still keeping the trend line. Now, if you look at a CME chart, there is no fake out towards downside. We are still keeping the bottom down here. It's a very nice line on the downside. up here. There is a slight you know, fake out up here, but we are getting into the squeezed into between the 10 and 20 moving average. Are we just gonna drop down here? If you see CME charts dropping down over here, it might indicate that we are breaking an important trend on the CME chart. If the CME chart starts breaking on the downside, this might actually continue going towards the downside. And I think there is a probability for this to happen. I'm gonna tell you why, but just to notice over here that this is a very important trend line, and the same trend line we can see on over here on the regular charts from you know, crypto exchanges. Depends on how you enjoy something like this. Maybe it's also a rising trend line up here that might actually get broken. We are also below the moving averages up here, so you know, breakdown here might be actually quite bad. We need to get up. We are still not up. We had this you know, steep trend over here that we broke down. We are not even close to retesting that. We just went up to the resistance. We are not even, you know, getting above the resistance, but you know, we need to get above these moving averages. We are just not there yet. So we got this very strong trend over here. We got this 50 moving average. One of these things is gonna break. If you just, you know, just put this, you know, continue putting this line 50 moving average towards downside, what we can see up here, it's exactly around the, you know, 1st of January to the 1st of December up here. This is the end of the line. Something is gonna break before the New Year's, guys. Either we are gonna break this on the downside, or we are gonna break this towards the upside. Either way, it's gonna be strongly bullish or strongly bearish based on where we break, right? But the thing to notice is by the end of the year, this will break to one or the other side. It's gonna be very exciting time because the 50 moving average is a hugely important moving average. It's been keeping us, you know, rejected for a very long time. Up here when it came above it and so forth, so forth. The 50 moving average I regard as a very strong moving average when it comes to the daily time frame. This is useless over here. This 100 moving average is useless, but 50 moving average is very important. I don't know why, but a lot of people are looking at the 50 moving average. Now this is coming to the end. This 50 moving average will hit the support line around the, you know, New Year. Give or take. So before this time, this will break to one side or the other side. Hopefully it breaks towards the upside, but we don't just know yet. It still looks a little bit weak. There is definitely some kind of bullish momentum and some kind of bullish indication that this might break towards the upside, but you know, as long as it's not broken towards the upside just yet, you know, we can just regard this as some kind of hopium happening. The dragonfly doji up here, very nice. The bullish engulfing candle, very nice. You know, if you look at a 4-hourly up here, you know, climb above the moving average is very nice, but we need the move. We need the move, and the reason we are still, you know, trending sideways a little bit is because nobody's seen the move. There is no big money, you know, piling in on something, because we have not broken the trend yet. We have not broken the trend yet. If you look at it here on the 4-hourly time frame, sorry, on the daily time frame up here, we're still below the moving averages. We are still sitting on this very edge of the cliff over here that we can definitely very easily break towards the downside. And if that happens, I mean, 23 is gonna, you know, start very badly. On the 4-hourly, it does have some kind of bullish indications up here. If you look at it just moving averages up here, what you're gonna see is that a little bit differently than Bitcoin up here. There is some kind of line up here. It looks like we are already we kind of breaking this towards the upside up here a little bit, this trend line over here. We're not looking at this big trend line up here. If you put it like this, we are broken it, but you know, maybe something like this up here. Maybe something like this. Maybe we are still below it. Maybe maybe just like Bitcoin, we are still below it. But the bullish thing on the CME chart is that we are above 1020 and the 200 moving average up here. We managed to, you know, have this big move up here above the moving averages. So you know, we did break the trend over here, but we came back above the moving average. So you know, there is still hoping that it's gonna bounce. There is still hoping that it's gonna bounce. Buy support, yeah. I mean, buy support or buy support. You know, that's the question. That's the big question. But you know, we need to see the move. There has been no move. Yes, we are on the support. Yes, we need to bounce. Yes, there is a lot of hoping going on around right now. But we need to see the move. The reason price is not just moving sideways is because there is no move. Traders know. Traders see this and they are waiting. I mean, they're not playing on the hopium. They know it's not broken yet. They know that we can still dump. They are still short selling. They're still selling, right? They're still shorting the market because they know that we are at some kind of resistance. There is a lot of hopium. So they're hoping it's gonna drop down. They see some kind of indications that we are at resistance. They're shorting. Yeah, you know, small time frames, big time frames, they might be longing, but you know, it's a fight between bulls and the bears. Like, who's gonna be right? Is this gonna bounce towards upside, or is this gonna drop down? But the thing is the move has not happened yet. You know, will it happen soon? It kind of depends. I'm gonna show you, you know, the worst signal I can actually show you, and that's the DXY. Now, if you go to the daily DXY up here, what you're gonna see here on DXY, I think DXY is getting ready for this move towards the upside. This is very bullish for DXY right now, and we got a trend line over here for DXY. DXY is right now at the resistance up here, getting ready to break towards the upside over here. What has been doing all the way down here, it's been creating lower lows and lower highs all the way through. It still doesn't have a higher high, but what it does have is a higher low up here. So right now DXY is getting ready to, you know, do the move up here. There's some kind of triangle over here happening already. It might be even something like this, where it might do another move towards the downside and break towards the upside up here again. But I think there is a huge probability for this actually to break towards the upside. Will it go down? I'm a little bit unsure about that right now, because we get a higher high on the DXY, and that's kind of bullish sign. That's kind of bullish sign for DXY. It's making a higher high. This has been exhaustion pattern towards the downside. Everything is right now telling me right now this is gonna break towards the upside. Now the big question is how high this is gonna break towards the upside. You know, just to say, you know, just a small, you know, meaningless, you know, what do you call it, that cat bounce towards the upside and then right back down. Big move up here, huge move towards the upside, create some kind of you know, divergence up here, and then towards the downside. You know, how this is gonna play out, we don't know. What we do know, you know, anticipate is that this will eventually right now break towards the upside. I think there is a huge probability for this breaking towards the upside, and the big question is what's gonna Bitcoin do. Right now you see that Bitcoin is on the support, guys. Bitcoin is on the support up here, not on this chart, on the CME chart, but Bitcoin is lingering below the moving average. It's still not above very important you know, very important levels up here on the 4-hourly time frame. Also 100 moving average up here. Which one was it? 8-hour time frame or something like this? Yeah, 8-hour time frame was down here at 17.8 or something like that. So 1735, 17,000. We gotta get above 17,000. If you don't get above 17,000, it might be actually quite bad. But the DXY definitely looks like it wants to break towards the upside. The big question is how it will affect the markets. When you look at S&P 500 and stuff like that, it had a nice rally up here and then dumped big time. What it did over here, this is 8-hourly time frame, it dumped big time. Bearish engulfing candle, right back down again. It pulled a little bit back towards the upside, but it does not look strong, guys. The S&P 500 on the daily time frame does not look strong. This is a bearish engulfing candle, big, actually a huge bearish engulfing candle. From the top to the bottom, it went 3.35% yesterday after a little bit, you know, some kind of rally up here, right back down again, confirming that bearishness. This looks like it's gonna dump on the downside. When it comes to the Dow Jones doesn't have a bearish engulfing candle, but it did get rejected by this 10 moving average up here, still above the 50. So there is some kind of hoping that this might actually continue bouncing. But the S&P right now, it is quite terrible when you look at S&P. And the Nasdaq right now, you know, dumped big time towards downside up here. Big bearish engulfing candle, looks bad. Do we have any kind of divergence up here on the daily time frame? When it comes to the DXY, no, without any kind of divergence, there is zero divergence on the daily time frame up here. The momentum is still going towards the upside. So Nasdaq looks like it wants to dump down. The Dow Jones is not that bad, but if Nasdaq and S&P goes down, you know, it is gonna go down. Let me just see if S&P does have any kind of divergence up here. There is no divergence on S&P either. Everything looks nice and dandy. The momentum is a little bit building up, but we crossed the zero line up here. It looks bad, guys. It looks bad. DXY will pump. I think it will pump. I think the S&P 500 stock market will dump. The big question is what is gonna Bitcoin do? And it's gonna happen very soon, guys. We're gonna get our questions answered very soon. There are definitely some bullish momentums up here. You can see up here also on the 4-hourly time frame that we are you know, coming nicely, but this 50 moving average is right now coming for us. As we just saw, you know, we might be having this trend line over here that we are still not above. There is still not bullishness enough on the charts, so you know, we have some kind of hopium is gonna bounce, but we cannot live on the hopium. We gotta live on, you know, realism. We gotta live on realism. So the way I see it, the short option looks more probable. And the last thing I'm gonna show you right now, let's go up here to the 12 months time frame logarithmic chart and see Bitcoin a little bit on this chart over here. What you're gonna see over here on the chart, we are still above this 10 moving average on the yearly time frame. This yearly time frame, 1, 2. Bitcoin in entirety of its lifetime had 3 red candles. This is first, this is second, this is third. Third is closing in 8 days. 8 days. We are still above the 10 moving average. It is not that bad. Sorry, it's not that bad. Even when you look at a weekly chart, a yearly chart, it's not that bad chart. It's just a, you know, slight movement. But what what you're gonna notice is that every single, you know, next year starts with a slight dump on the downside over here before it actually continues towards the upside, right? So what we can maybe, if we close up here, we might actually, you know, expect maybe some kind of dump to 10K to 12K up here. It's create some kind of wick, and then, you know, next 3 years continue towards the upside. So this is the most, you know, most hopium and optimism we can actually get out of the chart right now on from the yearly chart. That's, you know, we are ending right now. We are ending this. We are ending this year, this red year, this very historical end year. This is third red year in the history of Bitcoin. So we are ending that in red, which is actually quite nice for us. So, you know, hopefully this is this is gonna be, you know, good for us in 23, 24, 25. You know, we're gonna see that. But right now we are ending that. The other chart I want to show you is the 6-month chart, which does not look that promising. What you're gonna see here, we don't have that many moving averages up here on the chart, but we got this 10 moving average and 20 moving average. What you're gonna see here, we never in the history of Bitcoin actually closed below the 10 moving average. This is not closed, this is closed above the 10 moving average, but we opened below, right? So we did not close up here, we did not, you know, we opened above the moving average and continued towards upside. Over here, last year we managed to close just above the 10 moving average, but this year over here on the 6-month chart, it does look like we are gonna close below the 10 moving average. It doesn't have to be that bad. This is actually at 18.3 or something like that. So if in the next 8 days, if you can pop above 18.3, that would be very, very nice. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit unsure what that's gonna do. If you just look at on the 6-month chart, the best case scenario I think would be, you know, 19.9, 20K. Can we pump 20, you know, to 20K in 3 days? I don't know, but if you do that, we get this here a very nice doji here on the bottom, and then we can, you know, maybe continue up, you know, the next 6 months. That might be very nice. But, you know, closing below, you know, closing below the 10 moving average, you know, there are definitely, you know, support levels up here. 13K and this one down here at 10K, very important level, and the third one is down here at 20 moving average. So you can see right now. And this one over here is, yeah, but this is not support level because it's already broken. So we got a couple of, you know, support levels around 10K. 10K is strong support because 20 moving average and this 10.7 support. We got a 13.8, 13.9, very strong support. And right now we are falling back below that. But for all we know, you know, next year we can just do this up here and, you know, end at 23K. You know, we can hover entire year between, you know, 16K and 24K up here. I mean, do you want the next 12 months to be, you know, range between, you know, 16K and 20, you know, 25, 26K, you know, 10K range, one whole year? I mean, that's definitely possible. I mean, we did that before up here. We're up here, you know, entire year. I mean, slowly been steadily going towards upside, but you know, entire year has been, you know, hovering like $200, you know, plus down. How much of a sideways move do you guys want? That's the question. How much of a sideways move do you guys want? Now, best case scenario is, of course, a big pump up here, right? And then maybe some kind of move towards downside and a big pump. But, you know, how much of a sideways movement do you want? So that's kind of some kind of hope you're up here. And the thing, also the 11.8, of course, very strong support level. But these are huge time frames. They are huge time frames. They don't have to respect these levels at all. They don't have to respect these levels at all. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave you with that because you know, not much has happened. I think we have to come tomorrow, or you know, we're gonna see. And my mid range is great for bots. You know, I don't. It has some kind of hopium. What am I trying to say? There is hopium on the chart, but it's only hopium. Nothing is confirmed yet. The XY looks very strong. It wants to pump. The stock market looks very bad. It wants to dump. And the big question is, what's gonna Bitcoin do? So, from my experience, you know, living on the hopium right now is not the best thing to do. It might dump, definitely. I think there is a, you know, because right now the only thing we are saying, like, please pump above this resistance, please do that, you know. And anytime you do that, you know that, and it's not doing that, you gotta ask yourself why it's not doing that. Because if it wants to pump above the certain resistance level, it would already have done that, but it's not doing that. So we gotta assume that it might be bad. With that, guys, I do hope for Christmas miracle that we are gonna pump. and everything's gonna be fine. Guys, I wish you Merry Christmas. I'm you know, tomorrow starts Christmas. I don't think I'll be unless something really important happens. There will be no stream for next couple of days. Of course, it's also, you know, today's Friday, so, you know, Saturday, Sunday comes, you know, we don't stream on Saturday, Sunday. And I do hope you, you know, happy Merry Christmas for everybody celebrating that. And, you know, I hope you stay away from the sickness and everything, because it's, you know, being on holidays and, you know, being sick is the worst thing ever. Besides that, guys, yeah, there's not much more. Was there one more thing I want to say? Nah, I think that's everything. I think that's everything. Okay, guys, take care. I'll see you if something happens. If nothing happens, we're just gonna trend sideways. Bye-bye, guys. Do I have any kind of Merry Christmas kind of stuff up here? Remove the balance. Do I have snow? I got snow. I got nothing else. Nah. Doesn't matter. Background shine. Not so shine. Okay, guys, that is that. See you around, guys. Bye bye.